GODSENT heading towards the A side of the map. And with the triple in towards Palace, all of the players with armor. I think we've seen this strat before. Whether it's going to be jungle and con smokes or stairs and jungle is yet to be seen. But I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward pistol map. Ooh, CT and jungle. That's a bit different.
I think we've seen this one before from them. A couple of flashes across, but it's not going to create too much space. Well-positioned CTs. Both going to fall, and that's an opportunity for GODSENT to get this bomb planted, but Heroic looking to retake with the man disadvantage.
Yeah, it's 2 entries. The flashes ready for the CT push here. See if Taco's going to send the boys in.
In comes that flash. Phelps, though, playing close here at the missile. Second flash across. It's going to blind every one of the Heroic members, but it's the big swing from GODSENT, looking to just lock it down before Heroic have an opportunity to crack their way back into sight. Down, however, has that kit to play with. Still a little bit of time, and a line going to be found as well. Demau almost taken out of the equation, but there it is. The tap comes through. Taco's position now known with this Glock spam coming through. Stown wants to stick it, and they still got time in it to win it. Taco has to figure this one out, and last second, he's going to be able to clutch that one back. Big play from Taco to lock it down for GODSENT.
I mean, that's an OG Mirage pistol strat, if I've ever seen one. The CT in the jungle smoke with stairs not covered is a little bit different, but the flashes held over for the post plant to be able to fight CT on the timing is beautiful. They wait for that retake flash from Heroic over the top to be able to take that ticket control, and after they hear that sound cue, Taco sends the boys in with the double flash. It's a beautifully constructed pistol round right from start to finish for GODSENT, and although it gets a little bit tight towards the end there, they still get it across the line, but now they've got the 4 spy to contend with.
We'll see what Heroic can do here. 2 scouts is a recipe for disaster for Heroic. If they can connect onto the GODSENT players. I'm just going to be hanging around towards the back of apartments now. And it's a very slow round. Heroic happy just to play their own game. I believe we've got a scout boost on the back of B. No?
No,
I'm actually pretty blind.
He's sitting on the window line, and you've just got sjuush boosted up on the site.
Yeah.
GODSENT, not really interested in B right now, though. They want to go for that mid control. After the util pressure, Down's going to drop his smoke on bottom con. But GODSENT refreshing that utility now. Window and con smoke invested in. There's no util left here for GODSENT. So what you see is what you get. This round going to be down to timings and aim duels.
Ooh, speaking of, Cadian going to be looking to connect there with the scout. Barton threading the needle through the smoke, but he's going to be running into Stown. And that's a rifle now retrievable. Taco, however, not going to be giving the CTs any chance to reposition. So great trades coming through. A-site dominance is here. And Heroic thinking about going for it, but only if they can find a pick.
Yeah. Can't do so. Taco, a little bit too strong on the site. sjuush is able to trade one back, and Latto playing contact off the con players should be a setup for success, especially with the Dink setting up Latto for the swing. And swing he does. Looking to clean up refresh as well. Jumping shot gives another plus 600 to the man. GODSENT clean that one up and now set themselves up really well for the anti-eco, even keeping the Mac 10 over some extra cash farming.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them purchase up another as well. I believe we saw GODSENT doing that. But it looks like it is just going to be 2 rifles picked up. Galil's still there for Demau to play with. And Heroic. What are we going to see from these boys? 5 members all smashing it towards B and mid. We're going to maybe just go for strength in numbers, try to play off one another. And GODSENT looking to take the range battles, abuse the rifles, make sure that they can find this 3rd round as easily as possible because they're going to need every round they can get here in the first half.
GODSENT again, similar to that anti-force in the last. Prioritizing that mid control. Taco, a player who's famous for working the wings of the map and lurking on the extremities, is kind of probing towards A. And obviously is the RGL for the squad.
Well, up con they come. And GODSENT finding the path of least resistance straight into A. Phelps gets a bit of information here. Just wants to try to bait any of the CTs into overextending. Bink for Bink, and Phelps now not wanting to give over that rifle, so it's falling back to the rest of the players over towards Con, allowing them to take contact. And there it is. Just over the top, latto. Just tapping away, hoping for as many little eco frags as possible. The Mount chimes in. And Cadian, well, he's going to give him a little scare if he can make his way past Taco, which he can't. And there it is, 5 alive at the end. GODSENT couldn't be happier, but we'll see if they go for the bonus or if they decide to upgrade the 2 lackluster weapons.
Could send that Mac 10 in on the entry, depending on what kind of strat they want to be going for heading into this first gun round. Fly through from Heroic is looking pretty healthy, though. Just juggling some grenades around. Get the right combination they were looking for. If we get a set play in here from GODSENT to kick off the first round. Very quick top con smoke and window and top mid smoke. And they're just looking to take the fight. But sjuush, a great flash to set that fight up for Stown to contest connector. Gives the man advantage in the meanwhile. GODSENT all the way out the B site.
Smashing their way straight onto B. Great defensive smoke from TeSeS as Cadian not going to be able to hold from short. TeSeS falling as well. Phelps doing a huge job to crack open this B site and turn the tide back into GODSENT's favor. But for how long? Barton, he's got that Mac 10 to play with. And Demount, he's also been taken out earlier on in the round. So we'll see if Heroic are able to make their way back in. GODSENT, they want some form of info. But who's going to be pushing for it? Latto, first point of contact with a couple of boys to swing off him. Holding the line, expecting the second swing through. sjuush comes in, better late than never. But there it is. All of a sudden, it's a 1-for-3 trade. And it's up to Taco to look to clutch. There's minimal time remaining. Smoke going to be dropped on the bomb. And no kit to play with. Over the top, but they don't clear Van. And sjuush, he's gone down. Refresh has to commit to the defuse. Taco with a huge 1v2 to keep it clean for GODSENT.
Wins the pistol for him in the 1v2. Wins the first gun round for them in the 1v2. Calling the strats and closing the rounds out as well. Beautiful work from the RGL of GODSENT. And that's going to reset the CT economy yet again. Put them on the half buy. Praising Taco for closing out the round, but got to give just as much praise to Phelps opening up the round like that. Some very sharp shooting on the AK, but exactly what we expect from this man, isn't it?
Definitely is. We'll see if he's going to be able to keep up that form as the game gets deeper. TeSeS spotting this push out towards B. Head taken off a Barton, but how's he going to be able to deal with Taco just fully wrapping the 360 around sight? Short push comes through, but they hadn't spotted Refresh. Phelps, though, up short. Will be able to lock things down. And the Deagle round, not quite going as Heroic would have liked. But there's still an opportunity for them to do some financial damage.
Phelps going to lose his life. I think it's GODSENT who are taking the financial damage right now. Heroic seeming like they want to just set up for some exits and do any more economic damage they can find. They're just failing to jump on the cinder blocks though. At least until then, Cadian's going to pick up the AK.
There it is. Cadian. Ooh, going to fall in the final second. Ladder managing to train that aim. Swing in there. Over towards ladder. And that'll make Heroic's economy that much worse moving forward. Even after the bite. And GODSENT going to take a tactical just to discuss what they want to do going into another Heroic gun round.
I mean, they know that this is a very favorable position for them. The dream start to the half here for GODSENT. They win first pistol. They win the first gun round. They haven't lost too many guns along the way, so their money is absolutely beautiful. If there ever was a start to the game where GODSENT are able to cause the upset, this would be it, Mac. They just have to make sure that Taco and Phelps keep all the boys' heads screwed on right. They know what their game plan is, and they keep on the same page, because Heroic is not the kind of team that you can be making these small little errors against. You can't give them an ins back into the game, because they will 100% punish.
Exactly. 1 round becomes 2, becomes 7, becomes 16. Game's gone. What are we going to see here? Latto, very fast approach out of A main. Going to throw in some of that aggression that we were talking about. Molly towards triple, and both CTs looking to face together here through that jungle smoke. And they've drawn a whole lot of eyes as the bomb starts to make its way out B. Demau with an entry. And Refresh really has to pop off here, surviving on just 9 HP, continuing to go forward and hoping that the rest of the boys can come and draw some attention, because the man has his knife out in the smoke. He's looking to stop it. One from behind, Cadian over the top, another. And just like that, GODSENT have to rely on Phelps to try to clutch it. One found, but no more. There it is. First round on the board, just in the nick of time for Heroic.
GODSENT really looking like they want to be targeting this B site time and time again. But Heroic winning a lot of the fights across the other parts of the map. They take that duel in middle and group up, and then the hard retake. All combined up through short. Refresh buying so much time as the anchor on the site. And that's how the round falls apart for GODSENT, who are now starting to run out of money. Probably still have another buy left in them. Or at least only a single eco if they do drop this one. Bit of a slower approach this time for GODSENT.
Big flashes. Phelps looking to create some space, but catching the CTs with Util out. Stuck in that smoke as well. So, bit of chip damage. Other than that, no picks coming through. Phelps going to be mollied back into mid for the moment. That's going to be a whole lot of Util spent by Heroic to try to set up TeSeS for success here. Boost over the top, and there it is. First kill found.
Yep, and immediately Heroic just ducked back out of middle. GODSENT still have some in control. Taking Con off of the CTs. Taco is still outside of a ramp. He's going to throw a smoke to help these Ts come up through connector, but Cadian's got it covered. Heroic just playing around this connector control perfectly, Mac.
Just trying to force their way in now as down. He's just dodging bullets, man. Has to be lucky to be alive. Taco going to be traded out, and sjuush locks things down from under the balcony, as it's a second on the board for Heroic. And just some great protocols being displayed. This is exactly what you were talking about, Mitch. You can't let Heroic in at all, or they're going to start to find their feet.
Yeah, GODSENT really playing up tempo. You know, a lot of teams, they kind of take mid in 2 stages, you know, where they're trying to get across to Delpan and towards boxes, and then they use that as a launching pad to get into Con off the back of some more structured flashes or setting those unders players up. GODSENT are kind of doing everything at once. They're throwing jump throw top Con smokes from top and middle, as well as the window smoke pretty quickly after the top mid smoke, and they are just gunning it straight in towards the bottom side of Con, just trying to take those tools. They're trying to get Phelps into the action nice and early, but these last 2 rounds he has been first picked by the A1Ss. At least Barton's getting some work done on the extremity, trying to entry out of A. Beautiful one taps from him, Mac.
Just making his way on. Creating a whole lot of space for GODSENT to set up for this A site post plant. Beautiful timing on the smoke, but Stout forces his way forward. With the isolated fights, though, you're not going to see GODSENT go for anything too crazy, just looking to position at Sandwich, Tetris, and A-Main, and look to play off one another. With Barton, of course, being the point man and hoping that no one comes in from CT. Fortunately for him, Heroic not coming in that direction. Flash over under Balk now. Taco blinded. Molly forcing Barton straight out into the open. And just like that, it's back to the 3-on-3, but the time is a factor. Taco not going to be able to strike as Demau goes down. Are they going to be able to get onto the bomb in time? No! I think they've left it a little too late. And GODSENT, great patience, just holding from those passive positions, gets another round on the board, but at what cost?
Yeah, issue is there's still loss bonus there for Heroic in the back pocket. They still had enough cash to put together a really convincing buy here, whereas GODSENT, that took everything from them. They didn't survive with a single player left alive, so even with the bomb plant, they go down to Galil's, Mac 10s. They're not going to have the same level of firepower that Heroic are bringing into a round like this with a double AWP setup.
Are we going to see anything change up? GODSENT thinking about maybe going for a faster approach towards B. However, you do have Stown here. I'm short with one of the two AWPs. And Refresh just jumping for info. Defensive util thrown. Stown. It's actually Cadian to connect there from the window pillar. Refresh spotting the jump over the top, and the bomb's gone down. So in come those rotations. You got Phelps maybe trying to cut one off over towards top mid. But GODSENT, without the bomb, it's going to be so difficult to get back in. But they're looking to thin those numbers out.
Yeah. Phelps trying to take space the only place he can, really, because they know they're not getting out of B apartments. But unfortunately, Stown's got that covered from short.
Big name.
Both of the AWPs just locking down the B side of the map right from start to finish.
And Cadian just finding the nasty line from on top of the bloody... Oh, on top of the bench. Big nades doing so much damage, getting that kill for free onto Latto.
Oh.
And there you have it. 3 on the board now for Heroic, Mitch.
You don't often see the T's put on a double eco, but this is one of those rare scenarios. 1,400 in the bank account of Barton, 1,500 for Dumao. Definitely incentivized to go for the half buy. Something you don't often see. Barton not buying any armor. Prioritizing the nades. Same for Dumao. Just kind of shows you exactly what kind of a team GODSENT is, you know? They really prioritize that util and the overall strat. There's that smoke on towards short. They're trying to make it look like they're going for the B execute and pull some of the rotates off of middle. And indeed they have. Refresh has been pulled off of window. The short player is no longer at bricks. This is the only window that GODSENT have to work with in a round like this that they can potentially try to abuse to win it. They've got the player in window. They're starting to molly out bricks and prog up con.
All the pieces starting to come together, and Phelps slips the needle all the way into jungle now. So great defensive positioning though. sjuush just going to be trying to fight at long range. He's able to find at least one before falling, but these Deagles getting the job done. Refresh rotating in towards CT, spots that bomb as well. And this nade, oh, big damage onto Latto, but not enough to finish him. And with that jungle control, they just need to try to cross the bomb to a position where they can plant now. And this relies on the rest of the boys to hit some Deagle shots.
I'm just really not sure they can even try and get that done.
Okay.
Bomb gets handed off to Dumao though, and he's going to put it down at triple. Molly almost gets in. Barton's still got murder hole here, Mac.
In a very solid position to play off the bomb. Dumao not going to be able to get back to safety. TeSeS edging forward, and it's up to Barton, who can't quite connect this time. TeSeS, big retake, 3 kills on the trot, and that's going to be a 4th on that CT side for Heroic.
Yeah, they're really starting to pick up some momentum now. It was a great start for GODSENT, don't get me wrong. First pistol and the first gun round being clutched out by Taco. But since then, Heroic has kind of been the goods. GODSENT going to have to take an eco now. This will give an opportunity for Heroic to build their economy further, and that's where, you know, we get a very, very close half where GODSENT, you want them to try to chip away at least one of those last couple of gun rounds in the half. But at that point, the momentum's probably shifting back towards Heroic.
Ooh. See how this battle at mid goes. The Deagle's looking to upset, but it's down. You just see some eco frags right in front of the man. How's the timing? Contact at top mid. Gets that second. Won't be able to wrap around for the third. The molly fending off the mouth for long enough. And it's Barton and Taco to look to do anything for GODSENT in this round, because Heroic have played this perfectly. And again, sjuush, eyes on the prize. Barton's position now known. And things just get way too hard. Difficulty slider to the max for GODSENT, as Heroic are just starting to build that economy and crushing it with these rounds on the board.
Yep. It's just going to be buys on buys from here on out for Heroic. So we'll see if GODSENT have got anything different in the tank. They've basically only really showed us 2 approaches for the most part. It's been those plays trying to exploit the big site, as well as the very, very quick mid takes, trying to put Phelps in the pole position towards bottom con. But I feel like Phelps has had a less than 50-50 success rate. I think most of the time he's been getting first pick. I think there was one round where he went pretty big. Not a great start though. Cadian is just moving around everywhere with the AWP.
We'll see if GODSENT are able to fight for some more map control. They refresh, overextending at mid, but this could be traded. But the nice nade, Latto loses so much util as well. You hate to see it. A sjuush just going to be expecting that push in from Taco. GODSENT, nothing going right for them at the moment, but it's off the back of some great individual performance from Heroic. Nice and close, ready to trade round after round. And Phelps, he's only got 9 HP to make this work. 1 bullet from TeSeS locks down another. And Mitch, I need to point out, from all the rounds that GODSENT have, we're tied up, what, 6 and 6? They've only won 2 opening duels so far this game.
Yeah, I've seen Heroic opening up a lot of these rounds towards middle with the A1Ss. Stown in particular has been a bit of a pest for GODSENT. He's kind of been the impact player for Heroic, playing con or window. You know, sometimes you see that that mid player just continually regress. Oh, I really like Stown's approach though. He seems to be able to find those picks from a million different angles, and he doesn't necessarily continue to press the issue, you know?
Yeah.
He's often just finding the pick and just falling back and maintaining the man advantage. In this case, he finds the opener with the rifle and then KD and goes and posts on the line. Seemed like Heroic were really anticipating a play towards A this round. They've left the B site completely open.
That was also his 6th opening duel 1, by the way. So big plays from the man. Now GODSENT looks like we are going to see the fake at B with the dry push out A. Let's see how Heroic react. Because there's not actually any players on B for Heroic, so a well-placed smoke could just deny so much information.
Well, at least with the bomb going towards Palace side, but I'm assuming GODSENT's just going to make noise towards B. Going to send Taco out there and see if they can sneak a plant on A or try to gimmick themselves around. Radiant's heading back over there.
That 40-second mark, and that's going to be the pick for Taco. Surely some more util comes through. That's almost perfect to bait out these rotations, but Refresh and TeSeS locked in close to Pal, close to A main, and the timing is perfect. The T is just going to be watching that rotate out. TeSeS falling, and Refresh, he's going to go down as well. All of a sudden, things get turned on their head. Man advantage for GODSENT, but they've only got 20 seconds. Demao needs some safe passage out of Pal, and the teammates aren't here yet. Bomb now on the ground, and look at this down. He's got his bloody sprinting shoes on towards A main. sjuush just looking to survive, looking to stop this bomb plant in the dying seconds of the round. Reverse default plant, Taco out of it, and latto will get that bomb plant money. But other than that, it's a round for Heroic. GODSENT, almost pushing that eco across the line.
Yeah, it was a very cute round out of GODSENT. Almost got them around across the board. They found some really nice timings there.
Yeah.
Kept things dangerous, but still it's a round for Heroic. It's a round that really doesn't trouble them too much. The economy is still fantastic for them. And they've been winning the majority of the gun rounds.
Huge performance. I think GODSENT, they're still doing very well given the circumstances, but Heroic, so many rounds just stacked on towards the end of this first half, and there's 2 more rounds that they could put in the bag and send it up to 9. GODSENT looking for this mid control, and they're not going to be met with too much defense. Down again, though, lurking here in the window smoke.
It's going to be a quick A split. Straight up con. It's going to be again on Stown to control these players coming out of con, but unfortunately, he's let a bit of a leak in there. Phelps finds the opener onto Cadian. Barton doing good work, opening up the A site, and Stown gets cleaned out of the smoke as well. Latto keeping that one in check. So another beautiful round from GODSENT. After a bit of a dry streak, I was really thinking to myself, this is a 7-6 half that does not look close to me, but that round from GODSENT being so clean fills me with a lot more confidence.
Just finally getting their feet firmly on the ground at the right moment too. If they can get 8 here on the T side, then they're certainly setting themselves up for success, up for the upset over Heroic going into that second half. But let's not get ahead of ourselves yet. We'll see how the final round goes, and then of course we've got that pistol after the halftime break, which is definitely a momentum setter for either team. What are we going to see? GODSENT again, looking like they are just probing over towards mid. Huge amount of flashes invested just to get latto all the way to top mid with Phelps here.
GODSENT going to work that unders control. Majority of the team all pressuring towards middle. So Stound's got his work cut out for him. Heroic continually changing up their setups. Cadian could go and take Palace control here. Potentially, or even just leave sjuush to do it. But yeah, sjuush has been able to take Pal. That's going to make this A-site push a little bit harder if that's where they do end the round.
Demau going to be left up on the window ledge for the moment. And as that smoke fades down, I dare say he's going to be looking for some form of info there at mid. Bomb creeping its way in through apartments. Let's refresh. Oh, they've got the bait set up. TeSeS jumping for info. Molly a little too deep, but it will force those T's in behind the arch. And now this push comes through, but there's contact. Bomb down at Van. This is going to be hard for GODSENT to bring their way back unless latto does that. Ripping heads off on those entries. Cadian already here and looking to stop the bomb from being planted, or at least lock down that control of the back of site. Great util. Buy some extra time here, but the numbers so thin for GODSENT.
Yep. Dumau further putting GODSENT in a good position here. And latto has just been a standout of this round. That's going to be the third for him.
Oh, sjuush, though, could find a way to bring this back if he threads some bullets perfectly. Latto in a solid position there on the short side. Short plant, and that's the info. Sjuush down to 73. A couple of bullets onto Demau could lock it down, but Demau happy to play the bomb timer, rapping, playing silently, sneaky, and he's got sjuush in the back. There you have it. We see GODSENT take the lead 8-7 as we head into the halftime break.
I think what gives us confidence is that we believe and trust in each other. We all know that each and one of us can have a crazy game, or we trust each other, especially in the communication. Like whenever someone says something, we like 100% like do it instead of like maybe not believe it, maybe not do it like properly because you're like, maybe he's not right in the heat of the moment, which can be like really hard. But we all like trust each other, and I think that's what gives us the edge, and that's why I think we can push Na'Vi to the limit like every time we play them.
smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet, forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion waking inside of me. It's set in motion, the legend's begun. This is my moment.
It's time to peek on into the second half. Teams swapping sides, you know how it is. You've seen this game before. However, when did you last see GODSENT and Heroic go head-to-head? And when did you last see GODSENT up on Heroic at the halftime, moving into the defense here on Mirage? Are we in for an upset, Mitch, or is it all going to be A-okay? Well, let's find out as we jump into the second.
Yeah. I mean, if you have seen GODSENT and Hero go head-to-head before, I would be very impressed. Because that probably means you're from a different dimension to the rest of us. This is interesting as well. Heroic setting the pace straight up through window, fighting in towards the murder hole at 1 minute 35. Refreshes where the CTs by guns.
He certainly is, and he's found one of the CT guns as well, which has one-tap potential, but so does the one in the hands of the CTs, Latto. Going to be able to answer with one, and the A-site bust gets stopped in its tracks. Smoke going to be dropped defensively, so Phelps has a bit of extra cover to dance between triple and default. sjuush not going to be able to make that short jump, so has to go for the long approach through unders. Of course, going to be joined by TeSeS as Cadian has locked down that B site, but GODSENT, they have the numbers, they've got that kit, and they are definitely ready to go for the retake. Taco, he's even got some util to play with here.
Absolutely. Cadian on the aggressive positioning with the P250, though, could completely dismantle GODSENT if given the opportunity. They've checked the flank as well. They're well aware that Taco is setting up to try to take that duel. With him taken out of the equation, that really simplifies things for Heroic.
And that has given a little bit of util into the hands of the T's to play with, but looks like it's already been used just to get TeSeS onto the line. Phelps just creeping up under the window. He needs to find the perfect timing, and it's a freebie onto sjuush. Cadian falling at the same moment, and it's TeSeS now looking to make this happen. Tap onto the bomb, but it's Barton with the kit now, and there's no line found. TeSeS needs to fight for it. How's the coverage? Not good enough as TeSeS. He's going to fall. He's not going to be able to swing and stop that defuse. Big round from GODSENT to pick up the second pistol after a extremely quick strat coming from Heroic.
Yeah. B hopping all their way in towards window. Put a lot of pressure on GODSENT, but they handled it well. It's creeping up in on that retake. Beautifully done. And Phelps, if you go back, look at the stats over the last few months, it's actually been the veterans who have been a bit quiet in the online era for GODSENT. A lot of these are online competitions, and the standouts have been some of these youngsters, but now we're back on LAN. And Phelps is delivering quite heavily once again. Player I've really been convinced with has been latto, though. He's had some amazing rounds. The entries just look so crisp. He's running in against some of the better players in the world. These sharp Danish players, Heroic. Really no weak link on this roster, but he's getting multi-frags on the entry on the T side. Especially for, I mean, go back. Literally go Google right now, type latto Liquipedia and look at the level of competitions that this guy has played in. He is a rookie, like very, very fresh to the top tier competitive scene. So to see him, game 1 of IEM Winter against the ranked number 5 in the world, deliver like this is very promising.
And that's why we love best of ones. Always an upset could be on the cards. But it is just going to be a slow approach. You can see they're just trying to sort out what's going on, what's going right, what's going wrong. And a little voice in my ear has told me that it is just an audio issue being sorted out. So those don't take too long. It's not going to be a big long pause again. We'll have this one sorted in just a moment. Taco, of course, getting very emotional after making his way into Pro League with the youngsters on GODSENT here. And, well, it'd be a statement if they do manage to take down Heroic at the start of IEM Winter. It'll definitely turn a lot of heads, won't it, Mitch?
For sure, for sure. But the haters will always say it's just a best of one, you know? That's where they got to get into those BO3s. They got to make their way into the upper bracket and continue to put the work in. Still plenty of games to play. Quick glance at the bracket as we sort out this audio issue. So the winner of this game plays FaZe or Big, and the loser of this game, Shocker, plays FaZe or Big. I know that's crazy.
You got me with that. I had no idea where you were going to go. I thought it was going to have a twist or a turn, but it was pretty linear, wasn't it? Terrible book, Mitch. You got to go back to Square A, I think. By the way, how's that game going? I think that's live over on the A stream, right?
It's an OT, and Big might actually take it.
Oh, okay. So neck and neck. Yeah, Big. Couple of rounds up. Let's see if they manage to get that across the line. Of course, we do have 2 streams going. All these players getting to play at LAN again for IEM Winter. And I wonder if that could be a factor as well, you know. When we saw GODSENT last play, it was obviously online. They haven't really had an opportunity to go on LAN other than the major. They got a few reps in, but I believe they went out pretty early on. So if they get this W in the best of 1, that gives them a lot more match fitness, a lot more practice potential for Phelps and Taco to just lead the charge.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what our storyline going into the conference was for GODSENT. It was the fact that they finished dead last in the Swiss stage of challenges at the major. Definitely wouldn't have fulfilled their expectations, that's for sure. But big weight off their shoulder heading into conference. And, you know, heard it in a lot, from a lot of players in a lot of teams. But a good example of it is the JKS interview recently, where he said many times that sometimes the difference between a team's confidence and success is a couple of important games won or lost. And one of those big important games and tournaments out of the way for GODSENT might be the motivation and the confidence they need.
Well, speaking of confidence, Heroic just smashing their way out A main off the back of a single flash. And GODSENT don't look like they're too ready for this one. Barton, lucky to be alive on 5 HP. Gets smashed away. Warbang onto the wood box. Means he's got not too much left. So, Heroic in a 4-on-4 situation and already dragging these rotations straight out of GODSENT. Demau looking to make his way into sight, jump over the top, and Cadian, his shadow's going to be spotted through the box. Demau pushes. It's just going to be the full flood from GODSENT, and they're not going to leave Heroic with much to play with, but Sound, oh, had an opportunity. One shot to hit Latto in the noggin, but Latto locks it down, and there you have it. 10 on the board. GODSENT, a strong start to the second half of Mirage.
Big round to win, but they barely scraped their way through it. Big plays from both Taco and Jumao, just taking matters into their own hands, pushed straight through CT and went straight in for that retake, fighting the player who tries to plan in triple. And Heroic, off the back of doing so much economic damage, know that GODSENT's money is on the breaking point. So that's exactly what they're going to try and do. They're going to try and break it, drop a couple of AKs over. Got some Deegs to work with as well, and Dumao just eats those up for breakfast.
Well, there's force buy again. Looking just to cause the upset with that lack of economy GODSENT had after the last round. But with a 2-man advantage, they have navigated the start of the round well. 3 members still surviving for Heroic. 2 of which of those AKs in hand. Refresh just relying on catching a timing with that Deagle. Hitting a crisp one. But GODSENT positioned appropriately. Nice and passive.
Yep. Giving Heroic enough rope to hang themselves with. Trying to punish them for putting a toe out of line. That's exactly what Barton does. Very quick little 2-tap from him. Demau dives straight into Palace after seeing that mid-control being taken by Heroic. Well aware of where all those T's are positioned. And GODSENT just further extending their advantage. Phelps catch refresh in the side of the head. And in a round where Heroic looked to break the CT side money, they didn't get a single kill. And GODSENT instead builds their CT money and now heads into an anti-eco to further extend that advantage. Up 11-7, looking to be 12-7. They are setting themselves up to win this game, Mac. They've had the dream start to both halves so far.
Definitely putting Heroic into danger territory already. There's still a lot of game to go. Or, especially when there's awkward. You go first. No, you go first. Over towards the crawl space. Wasting a bit of GODSENT's time. Fortunately for latto, he wasn't left on his own for too long. But Demau late to stairs, walking straight into the crosshair of sjuush with the D. That is an opening. And Stown hunting for another, but he's not expecting that drop. Won't be able to connect onto Phelps. And GODSENT, they've answered with that mid control.
Yeah, Taco in another one of his iconic positions on that big side anchor roll. Gonna shift things around, start to play retake from market. Knows that GODSENT with the better weapons and better util should be able to come back into that B side, play the longer angles, and even try and pick them on the cross. latto applying pressure from short as well, and Heroic just cannot get anything done, cannot get a bomb plant, cannot get any further kills past the opener. And GODSENT with 4 alive there, they're looking good, but the game's definitely not over yet.
Taco just anchoring that B site like an absolute champion. Or retrieved, or brought up rather, and dropped across to Demau. He's looking to get the big green in play. 5-round lead now for GODSENT, and they're looking to keep it cranking in their direction. 13-7 on the cards as Heroic now looking to send it out mid a little earlier, but there's no GODSENT defense here.
Boost up from Cadian, looking to try to pick that con player. Heroic, he's going to stick to the fundamentals. Bit of a slower round, looking for some mid control. Pressure on the extremities from Refresh. Trying to keep that B site honest. sjuush holding the palace push. The classic 1-3-1, exactly what you'd expect to see.
Nade. Nice little lineup to get a free 39 damage onto TeSeS there at mid. Stown not reacting early enough, but Phelps with behind that molly. Going to be locked right into Con and Stown. He's going to read that like a book. So trap was set. And it's going to connect as latto able to trade for at least one. There's that jump into window refresh. He's going to hear Taco making his way to balcony. Taco doesn't spot refresh initially, but he's going to be able to take the engagement. Lost though. And that's going to be the B site for the taking for Heroic.
Yeah, they've still got that contingency plan. In fact, multiple of them. Stown's all the way into window. sjuush.
Oh,
starting the pressure out of A ramp.
The bomb.
Yeah,
look at it.
I know, it's going back to A. GODSENT's still got 3 players on the site.
Oh. And that is the AWPer found. Heroic walking straight on into the stack. They know that there's at least 2 of the 3 CTs remaining. Barton as well under Balk. And the stack, it's working out. 20 seconds. There is no hope for Cadian to send it back to B. So this man is just looking to save the AWP. And GODSENT, they've done it from a man disadvantage. Oh my. Heroic going to be kicking himself for that call.
Yeah, I think they kind of played themselves a little bit, right? They were anticipating the rotation towards B off the back of that B side anchor going down. Refresh finds that pick in apps, and Heroic, honestly, it's not a bad call, you know? They're expecting GODSENT to start falling apart a little bit, start making those mistakes. But GODSENT, I think, they did the opposite of trying to claw back that round. They almost kind of sat on the A site, and they went, well, if they take B, we're just going to save.
Yeah.
So we're just going to sit on A, and sometimes you end up in those weird situations where the other team ends up coming to you.
Well, that's it, right? They already knew that someone had jumped into window after the pick. And Demau, happy just to hold that CT flank down. Got them back into the round, and from there, Heroic, they did have, you know, a small window to send it in the other direction. But they believed in themselves, and that's what you got to do in the game of Counter-Strike, is just have that confidence, or you're not going to be hitting those shots. However, they just weren't expecting old mate under balcony, and GODSENT now drag that lead out to 6 rounds. 3 more, and Heroic could be sent to the lower bracket.
Well, we have confirmation. Victor of this game plays Big.
Ah, there you go.
Loser of this game plays FaZe.
FaZe in the lower bracket early. Wow.
And we've had a lot of OTs in this best of ones. The not been spotted out. Cadian can't adjust. So
Phelps' positioning. He doesn't understand how lucky he was to be standing in the middle of mid.
Well, GODSENT on the ult now. Demau. It's always an interesting interesting AWPing situation for GODSENT, but I think Dumao is the one who's taken it up the most out of everyone. And he's shown some proficiency throughout the conference with it. But at this level of Counter-Strike, we'll see if he's going to be able to stand and deliver.
We'll see how this one goes. Taco managed to pick up another flash over from Market to get himself, or to get Dumao rather, onto the line, who's found one, but great spacing. Allows the trade to come through. Refresh. Not going to miss those ones. Taco in the open, not expecting that short swing. And there you have it, TeSeS cracking open the B site. Phelps now a lot of pressure on his shoulders to try to equalize before he gets too deep into the post plant. But he's looking at the economy. He's worried. And they know they have some rounds to play with. So Heroic, they've secured themselves a breath of fresh air. 3 alive for them after Cadian's fallen. But at the same time, you know, GODSENT, they've still got the lead. They're very worried about that economy. Latto's got money for days. He's sitting on bank. But Taco, almost cracked. Barton, his buy will be leaving something to be desired if they did all die here. So very respectful. 4 kills in the round, and there's going to be no more.
Yeah, just future-proofing their economy for the gun rounds and maximizing their loss bonus while still giving themselves extra gun rounds to work with. No real downside to it other than the opportunity loss of completing the retake, which is not super likely. Got sent into another gun round here, though, and again, maintaining that AWP. Bit of a change up from Heroic. Very fast top con smoke, and it's just going to be TeSeS to apply the pressure in middle. But the rest of Heroic working towards this A side of the map. The 2-man creep out of Palace looking for the pick on towards the A site.
It's a sneaky approach, and a dangerous one as well. To get Phelps up towards the top of mid, but of course that was held down by Dumao as Heroic just going to be smashing their way out to A. Single flash invested. A couple of mollies as well. Filtering out under Balk, which has caused them some issues before. So, really adapting, but so are GODSENT to change that CT setup. Barton going to be forced out into the open. And he's got an opportunity to strike here, but how's the timing on the swing? You've got Cadian a little bit further back, and TeSeS just dropping in front of him. Oh my lord, sjuush! He says to Barton. And Dumao wants to try to stop that bomb from going down. No connection. Taco locking down window. 2-man swing, though, is too much. And Heroic, with the trade, take back that man advantage. And they're in some very solid positions just to lock down this post plant. Refresh, though. 23 HP, 1 bullet with a nicely timed peek from Phelps is enough. Flash to A main now. Cadian, fully blinded as Phelps looks to make his way out. Molly forces him into the open. Such great utility usage from GODSENT, but it's down to the 1-on-1. And Dumao, he's tapped it, but there's no peek from TeSeS yet. And it looks like he's just going to try to wrangle it in the edge of the smoke. Now TeSeS looking to connect. Oh, barely connecting onto the torso. Dumao goes down, and TeSeS does as well. Big damage to Heroic's economy, but either way, it's another round, and it gets them back towards the game.
Yeah, the problem is GODSENT's broke on 2 of the players. And you see the coach of Heroic exists in the background there. Which is interesting man. Very storied history in CS, obviously. It's going to be the investment for GODSENT. Not a pretty looking one, and Heroic just going to pick up the pace straight onto this B side. All of the boys out, and you just see so many CTs.
Oh,
We're swapping to the pops back. They're all blind, but they're still all here and fighting.
Well, Dumao gets himself into a solid position to deal with Refresh going in through the smoke. He's going to flash his way forward, but Cadian, great coverage. And Dumao's out of the equation, but Taco is not. The man's just going to be playing with that secondary Barton now. In a 1-on-2. Looking to navigate his way back in. Untapped, but Cadian over towards the bench tight line, and Barton survives. But who's going to be able to win this one? Barton on the cross already to the default pillar. Cadian. He's seen these plays before, and he's dealt with this one perfectly to get another round on the board for Heroic. Just dredging their way. It's destroying their economy, but They are getting the rounds, and that is what matters. GODSENT haven't won the game yet.
Yeah, Heroic can stabilize their money now. In the anti-eco. It's getting real dangerous for the CT side. GODSENT, they're running out of space to play with in this game. Been a great performance, but more times than not, Heroic probably closes this game down.
Well, they know that Taco had to throw those flashes from somewhere. Just trying to figure out exactly where that was. Mackie kill on down, secured. And that's going to be 11 on the board. A solid round for Heroic, one they definitely needed just to try to build up some of those financials. Now they're just 2 behind GODSENT, who are going to be, with the max roundless bonus now, looking to have arguably a better buy.
Absolutely. Seems like Heroic are waking up the same time as the Magpies are waking up.
Yeah.
It is 5 in the morning here, and I've got a bunch of them sitting outside my window having a great time.
Which is Australia, by the way. Some people thought we were British before, so we're not. Now, Taco, let's see if he's going to be able to hold it down. Big damage from those mollies, and
Wow.
GODSENT just stop the push. Heroic trying to run it back exactly like the previous round, and it has not worked as expected, but Cadian late lurk up mid unspotted. Phelps scoped though the silencer. It's gone around the corner. Barton teaming up with him. And Heroic, full reliance on Down to make anything happen in this round. He's got a 1-on-4. It's not impossible, but it is going to be very damn hard.
It's been a standout for Heroic in this game. GODSENT just completely shut down that round with the utility, with the protocols. But all that hard work could be undone. And even if Stown pegs back a few kills here, it does matter. GODSENT, they want to win this round cleanly if they can. Wow, he sticks it first plant.
Whoa.
Not respecting the CT player.
Full confidence. And that's what he needs to get back into the round. But it's going to be a swing in from CT. Now putting himself in between a whole lot of GODSENT members, but just trying to be that turret. However, Latto locks down the round, swinging in from jungle just in time. And that's going to be 14 smackers on the board there, Pilski. 2 more, and GODSENT have secured the upset.
Would be a beautiful story for him. Still more in the tank for Heroic, though. They got scissors, paper, rocked out of that round. The protocols and the utility good enough to close it down for GODSENT, who surprisingly anticipated another faster play towards B. You're looking at that util getting layered in there. Double mollies and the HE nade invested. And Latto, another pretty critical multi-frag in from that man, who is completely on point right now.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here. GODSENT throwing a bit of mid-aggression over towards Heroic. This time Phelps, he's going very damn deep. I don't know if he's spotted ahead or not. He has decided to fall away. And Heroic just saving a whole lot of util to take that mid control later on in the round.
Oh, Heroic biding their time, but now layering the flashes in and taking mid control for themselves, so they're just going straight up short. A different approach to this B execute that been thrown time and time again. That's going to leave pressure on Taco's shoulders, but he handles it well so far, Mac.
So far indeed. Man's just looking to do a little dance, has a flash up high, and it hasn't created enough space, but that's going to be the bomb spotted over towards Africa, and no trade coming through now. Demau, gets on the line a little bit late, so bomb plant will come through. Latto, however, bringing it back to that 3-on-2 as Demau chimes in. Nade! Oh, how's the placement? 10 HP remaining on TeSeS. And he's relying on Refresh to do the big work. There's that second nade to follow. 1-on-3. Refresh. This man's had a stellar game so far, but he's got a whole lot of CTs to get past, stuck in the corner. How's the timing of the swing? He's feeling it. Latto to trade, and GODSENT take it to match point.
Beautiful from Latto. Another impact multi-frag from him, a 3K in that round. He's just having such a phenomenal game right now. Sure, all the Brazilian fans are going absolutely nuts for him. And Heroic forced to take attack timeout.
I could yell Brazil really loud, but I would actually wake up all of my neighbors. And I would not like the cops called on me for doing work, you know?
Yeah.
So, not today, unfortunately. We could get the clip. I could clip it from the other day and like play it off my phone. It's just Brazil, you know?
Yeah.
Could get that going. Either way, a very important round for Heroic here. If they don't want to be sent down to face FaZe in the lower bracket, just in game 2 here at IEM Winter.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does, to be honest. So, look, let's see if GODSENT can avoid that reality. Heroic, another good gun round in here. Backs against the wall. And GODSENT, a pretty solid buy. Heroic, not respecting it. Picking up the pace straight into connector. And the trades are good.
Yeah, it's looking nice for them at the moment. They know Demau's just hidden here in jungle. But I'm not sure if they're going to be able to force him out just yet. Full reliance on the Barton as well there at CT, who's spotted on the jump peak. Throws himself a nice little one-way to play across. Heroic starting to collapse on the A site. Demau deep in CT, stopping that window boost from having any impact. sjuush, he made his way under balcony, and Stown connects, coming in from stairs just in the nick of time. Oh, and the spam! Taco! Almost able to save the round through the smoke. Man is doing work blind.
Well, most job descriptions, that would not be recommended. But, GODSENT, gonna have to let this one go. The mouth's too low to attempt that retake. Taco's too far away. And their money is very unstable right now.
Well, there it is. Stown's heard that retreat from Demau. And he's looking to get the orb out of their hands because that could definitely have some impact in the next. But timing, oh my, Demau has no idea. There's already a team knocking at market door. And it's all up to Taco to try to lock it down. Just an M4. But he's not going to have any space to go for the orb. So he will have the sole rifle going deep into round 28 here.
Yeah, it's going to have to be the save for GODSENT. This one's going right down to the wire.
Again, had a few of
Absolutely
those
nothing in
tonight.
it. Yeah, had a couple of OTs. This definitely could be another one of them. No doubt about it.
Well, it's Mirage, so I would not be surprised with the day we've had so far.
Every game I cast goes to OT, by the way. That's been the rule so far.
Mm-hmm.
You guys kicked me off the cast. And you had a nice, clean game. That's all I'm saying.
Where to from here? Heroic getting so much work done at short. Just putting on the miles. Demau already ready to fight. However, the angle not going to favor him at all. And that's going to be the B site on a silver platter. Nice entries. Heroic untagged. And GODSENT now just looking to keep the rifle alive into the next. Maybe find some more if they can put Taco into a fragging position. Heroic, they are aware they want to get a little more damage done, so the hunt is on.
Yeah, Phelps. Surprised he's ready for that, but he's still not really going to help him too much. Taco with the A1S, bit of an off-angle Impalas. We'll surely hear some of the footsteps soon.
Oh, but look at the timing. Look at the patience. See, he's looking to make this a slow suffocation. And Taco forces his way out into too many crosshairs, so it's going to be 13 on the board for Heroic. Economy stable as ever with 5 alive, so you better believe they're going to be buying all the way into the end of regulation if we go there. Because GODSENT, they've got another buy on the board, Pilski.
Yeah, the util's not great, and they don't have any kits. So we're not going to see, probably not going to see one of those scissor, paper, rock rounds where the quick B exec doesn't find any impact. Are going to get the util pressure towards B here for Heroic. Trying to keep the rotations honest, but GODSENT not really respecting it. They're going for a double ladder room setup, so they're anticipating some mid control out of Heroic.
Maybe just expecting that short push again. Heroic have really enjoyed going for that B split. That being said, some more util thrown, but no one helping out Taco just yet. He's only got that smoke to try to play around if a bust does come through. It looks like at the minute mark, we are going to see Heroic start to throw some util, but they've still got sjuush over towards A. Looking to put some pressure on both extremities. Refresh. Here he is. Trying to find himself an entry. Taco. Playing a dangerous game here over the top of Van. Refresh. Fully realizing that this is a common position with this smoke. And he's just going to play it patient. No one on short to help Taco, who wins the engagement, peeking his little head up. And off the back of that, the bomb now starting to make its way up con.
Yeah, two-man crossfire on the A side of the map. Dumar could still do work, but Heroic now starting to get rid of that jungle angle. But latto again is going to multi-frag Mac.
This is it, and sjuush in a 1-on-4. It's a big ask for the man, and that is it. Upset City for GODSENT, who take the best of one, and we're going to see Heroic and FaZe in the lower bracket in the first damn round.